Yo, what up, my Shadow Armies? It is I, Shadow Critias, back again with another RWBY theory and discussion video. Before I continue on, this will contain spoilers for Volume 8, Chapter 2 of RWBY Volume 8. If you guys don't want to get spoiled, I highly recommend you leave right now. So yeah, you guys saw the thumbnail that this is a theory and discussion about the death of Lai Ren that everybody's been talking about ever since they saw the opening and the conflicts between Ren and Nora. So, but this image here that's from the opening, and if you saw the opening and you saw Ren shock and horror, you guys know people making like a dead flag, actually double red flag when Noah was shock and horror, the divided, and also Noah saw the pink rope pedal, whatever if you could call it, that passed by Nora. So wait, that makes triple red flag for Ren. And the reason why I believe that Ren might be the next Teen Juniper to die, because one, the way he's acting, two, they came hinting at in the opening, three, there's been rumors going on that this series, this volume 8 might come to an end before Valentine's Day on 2021 of February, and before the 4th anniversary of the final episode of Volume 3 and the death of Pyrrha Nikos, the episode where Pyrrha Nikos died in the final episode of Volume 3. So that's also another red flag, because Pyrrha Nikos died in February. So could this mean that Ren is going to die in February? And if Ren does die, a lot of Team Juniper Death Theory fans are going to get pissed, because for those people who do not know, the original story, Ren was actually based off Mulan. And the original story of Mulan came back home from the war to see her father, but she came back home to see that her father's already died before she came back, and her mother was remarried by a guy, and this guy is using the mother and Mulan as a sex slave, and Mulan couldn't even live this life, so she decided to take her own life so she could see her father in the afterlife, because her moral goal was to come back home to see her father as well, but apparently that never gonna happen because he's already died. So in the story, in the end of the story, she committed suicide. And a lot of theories speculating about if Nora died, Ren will commit a suicide because he couldn't live without her. And I want to get into, if you guys want to know Nora's death, people made a theory about Nora's death. Nora is actually based off Thor from Greek mythology. Thor fight the great serpent in Ragnarok. In the end of the battle, Thor does defeat the great serpent, but Thor does die by being poisoned. And the only character in RWBY has poison is Tyrion. So Tyrion might be the one to kill Nora by being poisoned, and Ren couldn't live his life without her, so he committed suicide afterward. So if Ren does die before Nora, that goes Team Juniper Death Theory, or they might switch that theory for real, that Ren might die and Ren might commit a suicide or something like that. That would be kind of fucked up. I just want to clear that out of the way. And if Ren does die, how would this affect Nora as a character? Pretty much fucking devastating, much more than John. I mean, let's be honest. Both Ren and Nora know each other since they were kids in Koryori. Ever since the attack of that Grimm, they've been stick together ever since. And seeing one of them die that's gonna be hard to move on. Like, you know this person from your childhood, and y'all stick together from your childhood to now, and one of them died and one of you lived? That's gotta be fucking whoa. I wouldn't even imagine how pain that would be if I know someone from my entire childhood and I still friend with that person to this now, from kindergarten to now, and I've lost my friend this year, this time. I would be fucking devastated, like, literally. But I don't know how would it feel like if I lost someone that a very closest best friend that I'm closest to died. Actually, I never had that experience. I only have experience of when I lost my girlfriend, actually. But Nora, she would be might be in a dark place right now after losing Ren. She might be the only one who's going through the worst, because Nora knows Ren more than anyone the entire series, before the series even started. Ren and Nora know each other. Like I said, they know each other since they were little kids. But, and enough about Nora. I want to go back. I want to speak about John what his thoughts about this. Okay, how would John would feel if Ren died? He might go back the same depressed that he lost Pura, and he might try to save Ren, but apparently it was too late. Last time he saved Wise, and last time he couldn't save Pura, but this time he was so close saving Ren, but too late. He died, and that might put John another back to the press about now he failed to save Pura. He failed to save Pura, and now he's failed as Ren to save Ren. And now, remember that scene John said in volume 6? Was it 6? Yeah, volume 6, that he said, like, I'm being a terrible friend and a terrible leader. And Ren said, John, this has have to stop, man. We don't want to lose you too. But, yeah, spoke too soon, Ren, because you're the one who's next on the list if you do die. And like I said before, Nora is going to be the only character who's going to be going so much worse. And I bet the entire character trying to come to her, but Nora might snapped because they don't understand, because she knew Ren longer than anyone else combined, because they know each other since they was just a kid. Like, literally. So they would not understand what it's like to be young and left alone, and him and her have been taking care of each other ever since they lost their home of Kuriyuri. They have no idea what it's like to lose a home, and doesn't know what it's like to be on your own such a young age. You know what I mean? And they wouldn't understand that because they never had that experience. Only Ren and Nora has, and I kind of do feel bad for that. And there's a video I came across by Phoenix Knight. Phoenix Knight made a video about the Hound from chapter 2 of volume 8. And he made this theory about this Grimm could be the one to kill Ren or something like that, or might kill Nora or something like that. And some people mention that this Grimm could be referencing to the big bad wolf from Little Red Riding Hood, or the big huge wolf from Ragnarok. I don't remember the name, and the reason why I dare to see this Grimm could kill Ren, because, well, it could be this Grimm or Tyrion, I don't know. Or maybe this just Grimm, because Ren did get his ass kicked. And I want to play this footage where he actually talks about from the fable, fairy tale, and also the Greek mythology of the wolf or something like that. So I'm gonna get to the footage right now.
After my review of episode 2, there were a lot of people in the comments below saying that this is likely the big bad wolf, relating it to RWBY's storyline and her inspiration from Red Riding Hood, which is a definite possible inspiration for this Grimm. But if we're already relating it to a wolf, there is another very prominent wolf that this could be related to. That of Fenrir from Norse mythology, the monstrous wolf that is set to be released on Ragnarok, Doomsday, and is going to wreak havoc on that day, which seems very likely with Salem arriving at Atlas, this Grimm seeming to be kept sealed until this time when Salem needed it, and then released upon Atlas to go do her bidding. So I think this Grimm is going to have one or the other, or likely both of these inspirations. Fenrir in specific, because it has been noted in Norse mythology that Fenrir grew at an alarming rate, given how we saw in episode 2 that this Grimm can shift its form very quickly and can manipulate its own body at an alarming rate. It seems very likely that that might be inspired by Fenrir, but the actual origins of the Hound might stem from a more relation to RWBY's storyline. Fenrir, on the other hand, if the Hound does take a bit of inspiration from that, as I said, could be both the Red Riding Hood, Big Bad Wolf inspiration, as well as Fenrir and Norse mythology, could have very significant impact for Nora and Ren this volume, possibly even killing one of them. One of the more prominent things in Fenrir's story, though, is that when it was first sealed, it took someone's arm, so someone might be losing a limb in this volume. As I made a video on the casualties of Volume 8, I think that there's going to be quite a few injuries that are going to happen, and possible prominent deaths. And I think this Grimm is going to be at the center of at least a couple of them, and possibly Ren and Nora being one of the mainstays of it. If Ren, chasing after this Grimm now, is ended up injured by this Grimm, an arm taken, or his life taken, that would be very impactful for Nora.
So, yeah, if you guys want to watch the original video by Phoenix Knight, I will have the link to the video down below in the description box so you can watch the original video for yourself. Full screen without my commentary so you can support the official release, etc. I'm just using the footages about Norse mythology of, forget the name of the character now, so you guys could check it out, and the detail about this Grimm could be the big bad wolf for RWBY. And another thing I want to mention about RWBY, that this Grimm could be the one to make RWBY lose an eye. That probably could be happening. It could be Cinder, or the Grimm might take RWBY's eye. And I made a theory about that RWBY might lose an eye, that everybody's been talking about, that people think RWBY might lose an eye in this volume. It could be possible, but now we have two characters that could take RWBY's one eye, Cinder or this Grimm. It could be either one of them, and oh boy, I'm actually not looking forward to that if they actually really are doing something like that, because it is going to be 14 episode, and I'm actually worried about which one will take RWBY eye if that does happen, if Ren does die. I mean, there's a lot of things going to be going on in this volume. I'm calling it right now. This is going to be a lot of fucked up shit that's going to be happening right now. But anyway, so that's pretty much it about the Hound. I'm going to go straight back, talk about Ren. All in all, we still just don't know much about what is up with Ren. What is up with Ren and why he's being such a prick, and why he's being so hard on himself and anyone and everyone, and why he has to be so heartless, etc. Why he has to be the way how he is, and when John trying to confident Ren, when Ren trying to concentrate, when why I keep saying volume, chapter 2 of volume 8, and John trying to keep him company, but Ren keeps being a smartass and telling that I don't need no pep talk, I just need to concentrate. I was like, damn, Ren, why you gotta be a prick? First, Yang, you want to be a total bitch, and now you want to be a total asshole? What is up with the character? I mean, what is up with the character to have to be a bunch of pricks? I mean, what's in his mind? Like, literally, what is going on with him? Why he's being irrational? Why he has to be be hard on himself? Why does he have to be disrespect to everyone who's there for him? Like, what the hell is up with his mind? Like, what is going on with him? Ever since they arrived to Atlas and Mantle, he has changed to a better, changed to become much more serious and immature. And ever since when they had that day off, and when Ren said we should just keep training, we don't have time, etc. Cause that he wants to be prepared. Yeah, Ren, there is a time to take it easy, not do it be so hard on yourself. If you keep pushing yourself to the limits, to this state, you gonna end yourself being killed, or even worse than getting killed. I mean, like, dude, you gotta stop hard on yourself, because that will lead to your downfall, to your death. I mean, I don't want to see Ren to die, and there's a footage that I just found on TikTok, and I just made a collaboration of all the RWBY cosplay TikTokers, and sorry about that, freaking Facebook Messenger, and I'm gonna show you the clip, and this TikTok username, MusicMan55, who cosplays as my Ren, and I made a ranking video on my TikTok saying, I'm forgetting which higher rank he was, and I said, I swear to God, if you predicting his death, I'm gonna slap you in the face. And he said, he said in the comment on my TikTok saying, I hope I didn't predict it. I don't want that to happen either. But I'm gonna show you the footage now. Yeah, and I swear to God, if you predicting his death, but worse than what you just did in Music Man 55, I'm gonna slap you in the face, man. Even he doesn't want Ren to die. Even I don't. None of us want him to die. I mean, Ren is my boy. I love him as a character. He can be hard at the time, but I swear to God, if he does die, now we lead to two last remember of Team Juniper. And I swear to God, if John becomes the last remaining of the original Team Juniper, oh my God. This is just gonna be... Why you gotta... Why? Why you gotta do this? Why you... Rooster Teeth, why are you doing this to the Team Juniper? Why you want to kill them all so bad and make us feel depressed? It's gonna be Volume 3 all over again. Fall of Beacon 2.0, Death of Penny 2.0, and the Death of Pyrrha 2.0, aka the Death of Ren. Ugh. I'm gonna... I don't want to see Ren to die. If Ren does, I'm just gonna fucking cry. And I don't want to see Noah's reaction. Especially John. Especially Oscar. I don't know what he would react if he saw his teammate, his first teammate, die right in front of him. I don't want no one to die. I mean, like I said before, this volume is dark. We're not ready, and there's some characters are gonna die, and pretty much one or two major characters are gonna fucking die. But anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comment section down below. Tell me what you guys think. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Nearly before, shout out Critias. I'll see you guys later.